Now, the great Matty Johns, you can see him over on Fox Sports. I've known him on and off the air for a long time, back when we worked together at Triple M Radio, and he's just a great bloke. Had the chance to meet him this morning, and I'll be honest, I don't function in the daylight in Vegas as well as I do at night. The great man, Matty Johns, joins us here in wonderful Las Vegas. Great man.
Hey, Paulie. How you going, mate? Good to see you, brother.
So good to see you.
Excuse me.
This is the event that's been built around this, right? A lot of people last year, they didn't know what it was going to be.
Yeah.
Now it's a thing, and people flying in from everywhere. It's in 1 year become a must, hasn't it?
It's been incredible, actually. Last year, Paul, I reckon it's the best thing I've been involved with in the game. And Paul, I represented Australia 12 times, so that's
really? Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, you wouldn't believe that. But yeah, mate, it was fantastic. It was quite amazing because, like rugby league, Paul, I always say we're a massive warring tribes. It's very hard to pull everyone together, but this has been unbelievable. And, you know, as far as making an impact in America, that's the icing on top. To be honest, mate, like just for the game, to launch the game every year like this is fantastic.
Well, also, you know, it's this time when, you know, for a really long time, it was the start of the season, then it really kicks in at Origin, and then obviously if your team makes it in September. But to have an event at the very start that, frankly, rivals those experiences is something that just, it's just this immediate jolt of energy.
Yep.
And for the players, I mean, you're already hopeful at the start of the season, but if you're one of those people who's about to run out on a place, they had the Super Bowl.
Mate, it's fantastic. It's an amazing stadium. And I tell you, Paul, we're lucky it's an indoor stadium because last year, I remember me and Brian Fletcher flew in. And Fletcher's a very curious guy. And he said to the cab driver, "You get my train here in Las Vegas?" He goes, "No, man, never rains in Las Vegas, once a year." Well, we woke up the morning of the game and it was like the end of the world. It was like pouring.
Wow.
And but in the stadium, it's a fantastic, like it's amazing, and a lot's been made of it. Like, you know, without going too tight, it's slightly more narrow.
Yep.
A lot was made of that, but the fact it's so dry and fast, it makes for a really great game of football. So
You know,
I've got to say, Paul, I look a little bleary-eyed.
No.
You get sucked into the vortex. There were 4 blokes from Lancashire. I think they did a thing called Hard Day's Night. Yeah, that was me last night. I turned up with all good intentions, me and my son, and yeah, I wasn't really a living, breathing example of how of discipline and restraint.
Well, no, I mean, look, I was in a book club that seemed to go from midnight all the way till the sun came up, and you know, we were I don't remember the discussion. I just remember feeling something.
Well, the highlight when you come to Las Vegas, the highlight is arriving and the highlight's leaving. The arrivals is the happiest place on earth. The departures is just awful.
Now, I love that some of the people that are coming here on the plane over. I'm talking to a family that's come from far north Queensland. Out the front on the strip, you talk to people that have come from the UK. But what I love is that there are people who heard about this a while ago, save up. This is the once in a lifetime. And I think that that's something that you know, lots of people should remember, that obviously the footy's going to be exciting, but there's so many people there who are doing their bucket list trip, isn't
Well, Paulie, rugby league's a working class sport. It is, and people just like, they save up to be here. And like on the flight over, the charter flight, there was just so many people they were just like buzzing. It was it's just so good. And the Warriors, like I think the Warriors had 3 charter flights over here, and the real big one this year is Wigan and Warrington. The 2 big English clubs are here, so they've brought about 15,000 supporters. I reckon they're saying like they've sold more than 50,000 tickets.
Wow.
Yeah, so, and the great thing, you know, is the fact that, I mean, the AFL can't come here because it's rectangular fields. So, you know,
That's it, there's no chance. There's nothing.
No, that's right.
Nothing.
No, that's right.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, well, there's the desert. Good luck, you know, go and kick it around out there.
Absolutely.
Do your kick there. Now, you're, of course, doing the show, and that's going to have huge crowds around it. Fremont Street is old school Vegas, and it's just sort of slightly loose Vegas, right?
Yeah. It was very scary. But it's really funny with Fremont, because Fremont, as you said, the old days, that was where the old casinos were. But now it's starting to become the hub again, because you get on the strip, it's sort of hard to get around, where Fremont Street is so contained.
Yeah, it sort of feels like this New Year's Eve at the Rocks kind of feeling, where you've just got this little, kilometre of really, really cool old casinos, which, they let you smoke at the tables, lower levels, all of that stuff.
Yeah, it does. I'm wearing my nicotine patch, so I can't do that.
It's a good idea, good idea. All right, so when you're putting the show together, last year we saw all of the fun that can be had around here, but obviously in Nevada there's so much more to see. Yeah. So what have you done with the boys? Last time it was scaring them off the Strat. What happens this time?
Well, Paul, what happened last time? They sent us over a week early, and I think I lost about 8 kilos by the time my wife arrived. So I said, I need my North Star here. So no, I just arrived yesterday, but the boys, Fletcher and Hindy, have been. They spent a bit of time there. Look, Hindy was in hog heaven. It was shooting guns, blowing things up. He was in they spent a night in a haunted house.
No! That's great.
Yeah,
that's great.
And then, a great time.
And then also, you do the show in front of a studio audience, but there is going to be the biggest studio audience today. Do you vibe off lots of people being there, or have you got that little thing that many people do, which is, I'm great having the chat here, I'm great having the chat here, but as soon as you start to add people watching around you, you're as conscious of them as you are what you're doing on the telly.
Paulie, mate, I could talk about myself like forever. I'm a mugler. The bigger the crowd, the better I go.
And that's why we love you. That's why we love you. All right.
Paulie.
So the plan, the preparation after you do the show, again, back to the reading club tonight.
Yeah, big time. We get there. We're going to. It's funny, tonight Fletcher's picked a book. We're going to read The Crucible after the show.
I look forward to it. Well, we've got the Scarlet Pimpernel, so it's going to be great. Mate, we're all going back to Year 9 English. It'll be fantastic.
And we're going to do the history of the Black Plague tomorrow night. Yeah,
beautiful.
Light reading.
Yeah, all of it. I mean, that's the thing. It's an intellectual pursuit, and that's why we love rugby league, and particularly the great Matty Johns. Love you, big fella.